Next hour is the hammock, the portable hammock for Dad for Father's Day. First airing, on sale. You got to grab that. I own one of these. I love it. Take it anywhere you go, you got a hammock. All right, so we're just talking about tomatoes. I love tomatoes. Here's the problem. What do you have to do with a tomato plant? You have to stake it, right? And then you got to get bigger stakes and bigger stakes because the tomato grows. It's a vine, right? This is called the FlatPack Tomato Tower, a fruit and veggie tower. I own it. I love it because as your tomato grows, you can add more levels all the way up to almost 6 feet tall. Your tomatoes will grow through. They'll be supported by the frameworks levels on each thing. It is self-watering. You could pour water in the bottom. It takes, I think, just about a half gallon of water on the bottom so that the tomato plant will draw the water when it needs to, much less watering. Normally with fruits and vegetables, you have to water every day. You don't have to do that with this. You can water every few days. Check the water level. Self-adjusting. Easy to put together. Literally, the box folds down. That's why they call it a flat pack, so you can put it away at the end of growing season. But you open it up, you put the 4 pegs in, a level, 4 pegs in, a level, 4 pegs in, a level, and then the top. As it's growing, you build your tomato tower. This price is crazy at $24.95. You're getting it a better deal than I bought mine for last year. It's $684,192. Let me introduce you to our special guest. His name is Tom Wise, and he is indeed very, very wise. He knows a lot about gardening. Tom, I bought this last year. Love it, love it. Finally, I don't have to worry about staking those dang tomatoes.
Guy, this has got to be one of my favorite items of all times. I was introduced to this piece last year, and I love it.
Yeah.
I'm horrible when it comes to watering the plants. I overwater, I underwater.
Yeah.
I just can't seem to get it right. This eliminates the problem. It's a breakthrough type of technology. Let me just show you what. First of all, these are tomatoes that I've been growing. These are peppers that I've been growing. I've been eating. We've already harvested about 2 dozen of these tomatoes. Haven't harvested but a couple of these so far. It's exciting to go out to the patio and just start picking fruit. And my brother's a vegetarian, and I've been losing weight, by the way, eating all these vegetables. But here's the technology. It looks like a regular, ordinary, gardening box, but it's got a trick to it. It's got a little hole here, and you go, what's going on there? Well, inside you can see it's got a couple of feet. Right? All right, this is interesting. Then I take this plate and I drop the plate down and I create a space of about an inch, inch and a half. Then I put water in here. First I put my plant in here, the dirt. Then I water it this way. And so now the plant reaches through the plate to get the water it wants. It takes as much as it wants. And if it doesn't want any water, it doesn't take any water. The tomatoes are thirsty. I put about a gallon of water in here every single time. And then the peppers, about a quarter of that. And it's very interesting to see how fast they grow and how much water they take. And I'm not doing anything. If I take a couple of days off and go away for the weekend, I can relax and know that my plants will stay watered.
You know, it's the first airing of the season, which is actually good because if you did plant tomatoes or you're getting ready to plant tomatoes, I know everybody lives in a different part of the country, so you're planting at different times. What's nice about this is it grows with you. When I used mine last year, I just put in the first level and I put my, little tomato plants in it. And as they grew, all I did, if you come down here, I just took the plant and I trained it up through the underside, and then I pulled out whatever I needed to pull out. And then on the next level, I did the same thing. I pulled the little whatever the greenery was out, and then where the tomatoes were, I did that. And then as it got taller, because a tomato will never grow taller than this. It's about as tall as they grow. I had it all go. So I had levels of tomatoes all kind of hanging over the side while the stalk was in the middle and it was supported. Because the worst thing that could happen to a tomato is you get these, especially with the ones I was just selling, the big tomatoes, is it's gonna go boop, wah, wah, right? It's gonna lay over on its side after a while and the tomatoes are gonna die. They're gonna get rotten. This thing is brilliant, and for the price, Tom, I was going out every year and I was buying like 6 foot green stakes and putting them in. Problem is, I'd wind up using 4 or 5 of them for every plant. Those things were like $2 or $3 a piece. I was spending $12, $13, and it wasn't working. I was constantly tying, I was clipping. This, as the tomato plant grows, or it could be green beans, it could be peas, it could be any plant that actually grows vertically and has fruit on it. You could a fig tree. If you got one like the fiddle leaf fig that I have, same thing. Yep. You don't have to stake it. You just use the tower. I mean, it's brilliant, Tom.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a lot of land. Everybody can now enjoy fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. You've got a condo, little patio. This could be a great way to start your vegetables, start a plant or a tree inside the house and then move it in and out. It's lightweight. It's an opportunity to put it in the sun, take it out of the sun. Some plants like a lot of sun, some plants like a little shade. You can dial in exactly what you need for the plant you've got. And you can't beat, Guy, I know you and I both appreciate walking out to the garden and getting something fresh and eating it. Once you have that experience, you'll never want to buy anything at the supermarket again.
Right.
It's simple, assembles in a couple of minutes. You get the pride of growing things yourself, the excitement, having maybe it's a little hobby with your grandkids or with your kids. You don't need a lot of space, a little spot on the patio, a little spot in the backyard, and you're growing your own vegetables.
Well,
it's exciting.
It's like anything else. If you do it right, all right, then there's no excuses, right? You say, well, I should have done this. This is the way to grow your tomatoes and other plants that climb right. It's the way to do it. I own it. I love it. Item number is 684192. Tom, thank you, buddy. We're going to see you later with the telescopic pruner.
Yes.
One of my favorite all-time garden items. That's coming up in a little bit. See you then, Tom. Hey, come on over. Last call, or are we done? Gone. All right, we sold out the hydrangea. I'll try to get these